I don't want this to be a controversial take. I don't think what I'm about to discuss is controversial. I get nervous dipping my toe into social issues or topics. It's very daunting when you do because there are a lot of opinions that float around online, and I welcome healthy discussion in the comments. I read people's comments and, sometimes we have a differing of opinion and it informs me. Everyone has a different life experience. Today I want to talk about family vlog channels. And the reason why this has come up is this is something I've been quietly obsessed with for the last maybe year and a half. I'm not a fan of family vlog channels. Never really liked them. I just don't believe that you can turn a family into a business. You can have a family business like a deli or a shop or anything, really. You can run a family business. Then you come home and you live with your family. I just don't think you can monetize being a parent or turning your family into a business. It's just too rife with child exploitation. And we see it in countless videos and exposés. There's a lot of incredible YouTubers that do like video essays, and I've watched so many on family vlogging. And it's always in the back of my mind that something has to change. There are laws that exist for children when they appear in television shows and movies. There's something called Coogan's Law, and that is 15% of any of the money earned by a child goes into a trust that they get when they are 18. 15 is a fucking pretty piss weak number. It should be more, but that law exists for a reason, because a child was exploited. Mr. Coogan, was in the Charlie Chaplin movies, and he was paid a pretty large sum of money, and then when he got older, his parents had spent it all, and he had nothing. He earned not a single dollar from appearing in, all of those huge Charlie Chaplin films. Hence, he championed for Coogan's Law. Other laws exist, like kids can't work for more than 4 hours. Anyone under the age of 3 is not allowed to work for more than 4 hours on any movie or television set. And these rules, again, all stem to stop child exploitation, but they don't exist in the world of YouTube or family vlogging. And that's primarily because how the fuck do you police that? Right, that's way harder to police than a controlled movie set. People's homes, you can't. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't. We should be instigating very similar laws so that at least we're trying to protect these children. The reason why I'm talking about this is a situation is currently happening in Queensland. It's all alleged. No charges have been filed, no arrests have been made at the time of recording. There's also an investigation underway, so I can't share with you the details of what had happened, and I have to be very careful because that will ultimately impact a final court decision if the mother is arrested. But what I can say is it's a very similar situation to Gypsy Rose, except it involves a 1-year-old. Let me try and describe the situation so at least you can get a clear understanding of where my head's at and why I wanted to talk about this. This is what I believe. Alleged, all just me trying to piece puzzle pieces of how someone can mentally do this to a child. A parent gets a taste of popularity and fame because they go through a medical episode themselves. Makes them feel good. They get a following. They go through another medical episode, very similar situation. They start to get a taste of this. No more medical episodes. Things have slowed down. Parent who is thriving off this attention, allegedly, drugs the child, who's under 1 year old, and they can't work out what is wrong with the child. Child gets sick. Anyway, it's hard because a simple Google search will reveal the answers, but it jeopardizes any future legal proceedings. What I'm trying to say is this cycle of gaining attention from having these medical episodes was created in this parent's brain, and it led this parent to do some horrible, horrible alleged thing to their young child. And that was made sort of public knowledge. The husband was unaware. He had a bit of a episode. He posted a Snapchat which basically said some things, and it's all over TikTok. I couldn't escape it. I'd never heard of this family. They're a family that live in the same state as me. They're from Queensland, and they've got, kids, and the husband doesn't, but the mother films. And for me, this was like that straw where this has happened in Australia. We currently have a Labor government that wants to instigate banning kids under 16 from using social media. And I just think now's the perfect time to say, cool. Well, if you want to ban kids from getting on social media, let's instigate laws that stop the exploitation of children in family vlogging. And you're never going to stop it. And nor should it ever stop. Here's the really, really really fucking hard thing. I want to read a comment because I posted about this on Facebook. And this was a comment in light of the current situation happening in Queensland. Let me read you my Facebook post. Given the recent circumstances currently playing out on TikTok, it is alleged a mother drugged her daughter to make her ill and then posted about her mystery illness, and people followed the journey. While these are allegations at this stage, I think it's time we regulate family vlogging here in Australia. We need to instigate laws and protections so this doesn't happen again. If we want to ban kids from accessing social media, we should also have rules about them being monetized on social media too. Now, in response to that, I got a comment, and I agree with everything this comment says. So let me read it to you. This mother writes, I had my newborn baby in a dire situation last year. He spent 25 days on life support, 50 days in intensive care, and 80 days in the New Zealand Children's Hospital Starship program after getting pretty sick. At a couple of days old, he wasn't supposed to survive. I documented the journey because I had no other means of support. A 3-month-long hospital journey is the most difficult thing to go through, especially when they're telling you they don't expect your child to ever leave the ICU or the hospital. So sharing it online and asking for help is extremely justified in legitimate cases. And this mother is not wrong in the slightest, and I agree with this. I wholeheartedly agree with this. Parents go through such difficult, challenging times, and it's devastating. And what happens is they post about it, we all get behind them and we support them. And that's exactly what happened to this mother that allegedly drugged her child. She had a GoFundMe, raised $65,000, and everyone wanted to help and support her. And she's fucked it up for so many people. And she's created trust issues now moving forward with other people. But this mother who had a genuine, child in the hospital who was really sick on death's door was able to get through those months by sharing that journey online. And I think that's perfectly acceptable. I have no issue with that. That creates community support. What did I reply? I replied to her. This was my reply to her comment. There's such a strong sense of community support garnered online that can make a huge difference to the lives of people genuinely going through horrible trauma like this. I could not even imagine how hard it was for you and your child. I hope your son is doing well. I want people to be able to share their hardships. It makes them feel not so alone, and it also offers comfort. Sometimes people who have been through a similar situation see your posts and offer incredible advice. Life-saving and life-changing advice. People see your story. People see what you're going through and they go, that happened to me. And the doctors ended with this diagnosis. And then what's happened is the mother has read that and gone, oh, what do you think of this? And the doctor's gone, oh yeah, they test for that. And then lo and behold, that doesn't happen in every case, but that's like the benefit of sharing your story and having everyone else share it with you and be involved, is just that influx of information of people who have gone through similar things. I don't want to lose this. Me talking about putting in these laws isn't to eradicate you filming your child or you filming yourself and talking about the hardship that you're going through. It's putting in regulations and rules to protect the children from those who are clearly exploiting them. If you're making money from content that features your children, you have to put 25% of that away, or however much the law decides. And also, you can't have them working for more than X amount of time. How do you police that? You don't police it. You can't. It's impossible to police. But what happens is when people then see something, the law can step in and say, well, you've actually breached the law here. And then the law can do something. Right now, the law can do jack fucking shit to family vlog channels. Parents can spend all the money. You just look at the Ruby Frankie situation. Fuck! That's so full on. There are other family vlog channels that, thrived off abusing just what they did to their kids, making them cry, and it was awful. There was another comment here that was a little bit more critical of what I was saying, and it was talking about this won't solve the problem, even if you're a content creator. Sorry to tell you. And I disagree with that completely. I think talking about this starts to solve a problem. Obviously, I'm not going to be guys, here's the solution, off you go. No, this is going to take so long. California just passed a law for kids working in family vlog style channels where money will be put aside for them. That is a law that should be instigated across the entirety of America, because what was funny is parents moved from California. Well, that's interesting. This family vlog channel is moving interstate. I wonder fucking why. What did I reply to his comment? Oh, no, I said, don't worry. I've written to my local and state members about this, asking for help. I genuinely believe now if we're talking about banning kids on social media, if we're looking at children in social media, now's the perfect time to shove in family vlogs and parents filming their kids and monetizing them in the mix. Because if we're going to, present a bill to Parliament, throw those in there. Throw the Coogan's Law in the bill. Put time limits, put working limits for certain ages. And while I'm fully aware that a lot of people are like, oh, how do we police it? How do we do it? We're not allowed to drink under the age of 18, yet kids still do. And how do we police that? Well, we know that we're not allowed to do it. So a majority of people won't do it, and then some will do it in secret. Also, it's the law to wear a seatbelt. We can't force people to wear a seatbelt. We fine them. People didn't wear seatbelts, and then they died. Then the laws were instigated, and then they still didn't, and then they died, and then they got fined. And then so it's just such a fucking slow process. But I genuinely believe that we need to use what has just happened currently in Australia as a catalyst to instigate change, because I think if we don't do it now, everyone in the world is talking about this story. And I just think it's the perfect time to swoop in, get all of that attention and eyeballs on solving how do we avoid that from happening. And if you want my real, true, honest opinion, I don't think we can ever solve that from happening, because we could never tell a parent that they're lying about their child's illness. I don't want that. But what I want to see is laws and protections put in place. We just need to fucking do something.